Let's bring in Joe Concha, Fox News contributor, and Mark Simone, WOR radio host. Good to see you both here. Thanks for being here. Mark, being a socialist in New York City is one thing. This woman in Tennessee is known as the AOC of the South. But being a socialist in a district that voted for Trump by 20 points, I mean, do the branches of socialism, the new emergence of socialism, go that far?
Well, there's a new phenomenon here that everybody better recognize, especially Republicans. You know, Mamdani, this woman, on paper, they look ridiculous. Their positions are ridiculous. It doesn't matter anymore. These are charming people. They know how to be influencers on social media. You know, when television first got involved in politics and they said if you weren't telegenic, you couldn't get elected anymore. Well, that was way back then. Same thing is happening here. These people are winning online. They're winning on social media.
Just on the basis of their smile and the basis of the way they look and the way they talk.
Well, but two things happened. Democrats created a monster. They took over the universities, raised generations of these socialists. Yeah. They let in millions of immigrants who are younger, more... they're voting for crazier socialist candidates. Democrats didn't realize when you do these two things, they don't just vote Democrat. They vote for these new Democrats. They won't vote for the establishment.
But, Joe, she hates Nashville. She hates the place that she's voting to become a representative of. I mean, how could that be possible?
Not only hates Nashville, I thought this was the big disqualifier. She hates country music.
Yeah.
How could you possibly win in Nashville, the music city? And that's what's going on. And obviously, she's against tourism as well in Nashville. Tourism is what's fueled Nashville into being one of the hottest cities to visit right now. Yeah. And you can say, well, she said that years ago. Those are pretty strong words. Yeah, they are pretty strong words. I want to know what's changed exactly. Either way, I think the Republican will win here still, David, Mark, probably by 5 or 6 points. But you have to wonder, to Mark's point, if Trump won there by 22 just last year, where do those other 16 or 17 points go?
Right.
And this is such a important race here because Thomas Massie is a perpetual no in the House. If they lose this seat, they might not have any majority anymore.
Yeah. By the way, I just one more on this issue. I'm just wondering if the media, the mainstream media, has given the same attention to her "I Hate Nashville" interview as we are. I mean, is that sort of the media's, the mainstream media, I see no evil attitude here, or are they actually showing that from time to time?
I think you read my mind because I checked before I came on about that, and it's largely not been reported at all. Okay. Bias or omission 101. But in the end, David, I mean, gas prices below $3, inflation compared to the Biden years relatively tame, stock market all-time highs, unemployment low, GDP's up. Trump tax cut is now permanent. No tax on tips coming 2026. The border's secure, and there's a peace deal in Gaza, and Iran doesn't have nuclear capabilities anymore. I don't know why the Republican story, or they're not telling that story more.
I know.
And have the media report on that stuff.
Communication. They're not doing a good job. Mark, let's broaden our sights to the presidential election that's coming up in 3 years. Gavin Newsom, he's made no secret about the fact he wants the job. And for those who badmouth him, we have to mention what he did when he was governor, because he's put California in the #1 category of a lot of issues, and we can put up on the screen just some of them. It's #1 in homelessness, it's #1 in poverty, it's #1 in addiction, it's #1 in gas prices, it's #1 in income tax, gas tax, budget deficit, on and on, COVID mandates, and remember how he broke his own mandate. I mean, obviously we're joking, but the fact is, he has nothing to run on, nothing successful. Am I missing something successful that he did?
It goes back to what I just said. They're not looking at records. They're not looking at performance or results. That he's charming, he's good looking, he's great on social media. As you say, it's about messaging. You know, they'll go crazy on tariffs. But Democrats are the one putting tariffs on. They call it corporate tax increase. Right. That's a tariff.
Right.
If you're worried about affordability, cut taxes.
Yeah.
So,
well, even the majority, by the way, in his own state, and of course the state is heavily Democrat. Of course, among Democrats alone, he's still favored. But even the majority in his own state, Joe, thinks that the guy shouldn't run. So, I mean, he doesn't even have the home team advantage.
Because they live there and they see what's going on, guys, right? I mean, if you live near Hollywood or Los Angeles, California, I was there recently, you see a horrific job that Gavin Newsom has done in terms of rebuilding all of those homes after those horrible wildfires. They see someone who also is presiding over rampant homelessness, 10 cities, highest taxes in the country. And I guess Hollywood, at least, because they don't feel that pain the way other people do as far as taxes, they still think that, okay, let's make America California. That's one hell of a bumper sticker. I think it works in blue cities. I don't think it works in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Georgia. That I do know.
By the way, he is getting approval by Hollywood. Hollywood still loves the guy. I mean, surprise, surprise, because he's got, the perfect hair, the perfect Hollywood looks of what they would think a governor of California should look like. So he can still bank on Hollywood. I want to switch to an issue, Mark, that obviously everybody's focused on Minnesota and this horrific abuse of the welfare system for the Somali community. We're going to be talking about it with Senator Emmer, or Congressman Emmer, coming up. He's the chief whip in Congress, but he's also a Minnesota congressman. But New York also has a lot of scams, and one of the biggest scams relates to it being a sanctuary city. Over 7,000 criminal illegals have been let out of jail since January 20 of 2024, when Trump took over, 2025, excuse me. 2,509 are wanted for assaults, 392 for dangerous drugs, 207 for sexual predators, 29 homicides. These people have been just let out to walk on the streets and terrorize the folks that are there.
Yeah, thanks to Andrew Cuomo, who gave us that no bail,
That's
no
right.
jail.
He started it.
They're demanding that Letitia James, the Attorney General, turn these people over. She's going to argue that she can't because of New York City sanctuary laws, New York State sanctuary laws, signed by Andrew Cuomo, another thing he did to us. But I think if she refuses this order, she's possibly going into some criminal territory. I think they're setting her up to charge her again.
Wow. Joe, aren't Americans now open to the idea that things like no cash bail and letting these people out in the streets is no good, is harmful to Americans?
No, it ain't 2020 anymore, David. That's certainly for sure. And, Jessica Tisch is going to play a big role here also. I think she's the police commissioner of New York City. And Zohran Mamdani is keeping her on because politically it's a smart thing to do. But if she can't do her job, she has to do it with two hands tied behind her back. Right. She may split and say, all right, I'm out of here. And she should run for mayor in 4 years. That's the type of candidate Republicans need. Well,
I got to have you back to talk about how Trump might help or hurt what Mamdani does when he's here. We'll have to leave that for next time. Joe Concha, Mark Simone, great to see you both. Thank you for being here.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.